All right.
That's all right. That's all right.
Well,
That's all right.
that was a surprise. Hey, hey, everybody. What's going on? What's happening with you? What you got going on? Getting that speaker plugged in. Hey, everybody. How you doing? How you flowing? What you knowing? How you growing? Okay. Let's see. I got 2 people waiting. Waiting. Hey, say everybody. Welcome, Lynn. Yes, the doors are open as we gather around the fire of love. So blessed to be with you all. Okay, so let me handle some things here. The housekeeping things. Let me do that. Jacinta, let me make you a co-host. All right, we gotta sing happy birthday to Jacinta. It's her birthday Monday, her arrival day, her Earth day, appearance day. Jacinta, come to the earth, Jacinta. All right. Let's see. Hear this. Share this. Oh, I don't want to do that. 2. As we allow the family to come in, start up in a moment. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I think I have all of logistics. Mic is on. Boom, boom, boom. Someone tell me how I sound. How do I sound? That's what I want to know. How do I sound? Let me get my chat up. That's one thing. Okay. Appreciate that, Jacinta. All right. Let's get our timer up. Things in order. Okay, family. We're going to do a strong pranayama today. You know, this is the week when people fall off of their, what do you call them, resolutions, their intentions. This is the week we look up, when do people start to fall off their New Year's resolutions? I think it's somewhere around the 15th, 17th. So we're gonna hone in, tune in, and activate our inner power Okay. That's all right. All right, family. Let me clear everything here. Okay, if it is us anchoring in today, we will anchor it in. Uh-oh, as soon as I say that, here comes Lady Jill. Hey, Jill, I was just saying, we're the ones to anchor in the sacred fire of love today. It will be us, and here you come, completing the fourth direction. Give thanks for that. Give thanks for that. All right. So let's huddle up around our fire of love and begin to open up this portal. Give me a few words of what you're experiencing in your world from your point of consciousness. I'd like to tune into that so I can direct our download today to really be fortifying and nourishing for the state of consciousness we're experiencing today. So add a word or two about where you are. Okay. Beautiful, Jill. Thank you for that, feeding that fire of love like that. Consider all of these emotions, feelings, and thoughts are just feeding that fire of love, giving us more opportunity to participate with the fire of love, transforming these energies into balance, into conditions that allows balance to express freely, harmony to express freely, these attributes of the universe. Anyone else have any words to feed the fire of love with? All right. All right, so let us dive in. If anything comes to you as we are tuning in, just go ahead and write it in. You have a sense of what you're feeling, or thoughts that you're thinking that you know you need to shift, feelings you know you need to shift. So we can really focus on participating with the fire of love and offering these experiences that we're having in our consciousness to this infinite intelligence that we've grown to call the fire of love, that brightens the center of our circle, illuminates our being to know who we truly are. So as we tune in, our topic today, we want to put it in the chat. Is the power of participation to turn your life around. All right. So let's prepare to lift off. Huh? Rub the palms together. Really feel this act of participation in a a offering command given not by your brother Akadama, but just by the moment that calls us together to gather in this way of fellowship where we examine the teachings of the ancients, the practices of the ancients that are so true and so poignant that they are the truth that flows throughout all the ages. So even in this moment, the truth expresses through the writings and movements from the ancient ones during the ancient times. Press a little harder, breathe a little deeper, feel the activation that shows up as maybe warmth. Really inhale with intention and exhale to release what you no longer need. No need to figure out what that is, just utilize the energy of releasing and being fed. Press a little harder, move a little faster. If you have any glasses on, you will need to take those off. Nice, clearing breath. Nourishing, release. Now, a little faster. Breathe deeper. Now, press the palms over the eyes. Feel that energy. Feel that energy flowing in and out as you breathe, and then in through the warmth of your hands. Feel it flowing in. Feel how it just enlivens the cells of your eyes. Have an image of two suns in the center of your palms, and they're radiating into each eye. This warmth, this light goes into the optic nerve, into the center of the brain, and begins to just wake it up. It just wakes up that energy. Feel that power. Feel that energy flowing in through your whole body now. Just feel it flow down the neck, into the shoulders, the arms. Every cell begin to glow as it flows down into the body, the heart, lungs, ribs, all the tissues of your body. Just begin to illuminate down into the digestive organs, into the hips, down the legs, all the way to the tippy toenail making cells, to the hair follicles. Everything begins to glow, just like the stars. Begin to feel this sense of this smile on your face as you sense the smile in each one of your cells that really appreciates that you're paying attention. You're paying attention to your being. Feel that energy. Beautiful. Now, from this position, keep your eyes closed and just allow your hands to float down towards the sternum, pressing the thumbs into the sternum lightly as we prepare to tune in with the sound A-U-M. Really giving attention to each sound. When we inhale to begin, we'll lift the muscles of the pelvic floor, chant the sound ah, go into lifting the navel point to make the sound ooh, you. And then the lips come together and really feel the movement of the energy as it comes up from the hips, the root source of the Kundalini energy within us, this lower dantian, this bowl of the pelvis that holds the sea of chi, sea of prana, and feel lift the navel point up, as long as it's comfortable if you're not on your cycle of pregnant, right? You lift it up. If you are on your cycle of pregnant, you just gently sense the movement of the navel point as you make the sound. Ooh, it'll pull on it, making that sound. And then come to the M, allowing the energy to rise, circulate, and if you want to feel it, radiate out into your aura and into your world, blessing your world, you can do that as well. This is the sound that is said in the Ayurvedic teachings to be the sound of creation coming into form, this manifesting energy, right, that allowed the diversity to take place, for the elements to form, right? Earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Those 5 elements according to the interpretation of the Vedics coming out of India in the Indus Valley, this energy that flows into its diversity that allows us to have this physical body and a physical experience. So we are going into the source. So feel your stillness, feel your contact point with Mother Earth, your feet, or if you're sitting in easy pose on your mat, just feel where you're connected to Mother Earth and how you're allowed to be still because of the intelligence of gravity, that intelligence of the universe expressing in that way. Let's synchronize our breath now before we generate the sound. Aum. Inhale together. Exhale. Inhale to begin. Top of the inhale, we lift the muscles of the pelvic floor if it's comfortable for you, and begin. Om. 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 Last one. Om. Inhale deeply. Exhale. And as you breathe and feel the presence, consider for a moment that condition, way of thinking, how you're experiencing life right now. Consider what you know needs to shift. What you know needs to change. Maybe there are some patterns that have a habit of showing themselves in ways that is counterproductive for you experiencing health and well-being. As you spoke, Jill, sorrow, gratitude, and hope. How are you experiencing life? Through your 5 senses. Because with our topic today, we want to acknowledge that there's something about us being in this experience called life. If we consider, as we do around this fire of love, that there is a origin of intelligence that we are one with, and therefore, as we look at that first letter and move into the essence of what it is to vibrate as you hear Kaya's voice, living on this land where we are, there's a family in the main house, and they have 2 children. Kaya, who is almost 3, if not 3 already, and Mateo, who's almost 5. And thinking about our origins, thinking about now with our topic, the power of participation to turn our life around. That power is that recognition that we have around this fire of love, that we are more than this human flesh, that we are an infinite, ever creative energy. Before we are the label of human, we are an infinite, ever creative energy being. Now, what are we to do with that? We've been given a physical body, and now there's something for us to interact with. You feel the energy of those thoughts, as Jill said, sorrow is energy. Gratitude is energy. Hope is energy. A little 3-letter word in between that you use, and, is energy. It indicates that we're joining that experience, right? And coming up with something. We have the opportunity to what? We have the opportunity to create. And that connects with our overall theme. You know, when we think, okay, so what are we here to create? Is there something that is there to help us out? Some aspect of this energy that can answer that question. And that is part of that overall theme for January, where it's about accessing the inner guidance. That overall theme, how do we access that inner guidance? Accessing that inner guidance allows us to know what to do with this infinite, ever creative energy that we are. And that, dear children of the fire of love, dear children of the sacred circle of life, that is where participation comes in. And it's why it is a powerful activity, because it is connected to the infinite energy. We are energy and we participate with this body. Versus the body just recording information through the 5 senses, and then the mind as a part of consciousness, utilizing the awareness only of the information coming through the 5 senses, and then taking that information and creating a meaning that usually has to do with a common agreement in mass consciousness as we've been socialized, so we can operate within this agreement with each other as a society. So we have these agreements of what is appropriate, what is inappropriate, what is a feeling, what is a thought, what does it mean to feel sorrowful, what does it mean to feel angry? How do we learn what that is and come to a common agreement where Jill can write those words and we can have an understanding of them? And here we are now in this moment, participating with our roots, participating with our energetic roots. We gather in community around the fire of love. And collectively, I'd like to ask that we hold a vision that we can radiate out into humanity, that this space exists for them to come, all those who wanted to be here, all those ancestors that are connected to us, how we participate with what? A vision. Participating with the vision is part of accessing the inner guidance, right? Can you write that down, Jacinta? Participating with the vision. Go ahead and let your mama in. Participating with, thank you, Jay, thank you. Participating with the vision. Yes, welcome, Carol. As you just dropped in, we're just saying the word, participating with the vision. Yeah. Because the vision, when we are speaking about, just a little recap as you've come in to this sacred fire love that welcomes you, Carol. We are saying that with our topic today, there's a power when we participate. And that participation draws our awareness, in this case, away from the five senses of the physical body that's linking us with the mass conscious agreement of life in our society. We're drawing our attention away from the five senses and into the sense, into the participation with the essence of our being, our soul, that energetic being that is ever creative, infinite capacity, that soul that we are. That is the label we give our energetic being. And we're saying that the power is participating with it, which draws us inward to where the guidance emerges from. So when we're getting still and receiving the awareness of the vision, rather than the mind conjuring up goals to put so much money in the bank and to create a business, that does such and such. For us, what we're practicing is remembering the access that we have to the inner guidance, which means we're going to put down, or not put down, cancel, delete. We're going to put aside certain practices, especially if those practices are part of creating patterns that gives us certain ways of thinking that are counterproductive for our health and well-being. You got that? We are putting aside certain practices that have been part of habitual way of thinking that comes from the domestication of being part of a society. And if in that society we can recognize there are ways of being that are counterproductive for balance, to express freely, for harmony, to express freely, for let's say for cooperation to express freely, then something needs to shift. And if creation is always shifting, whether it is from sunrise to noontime to sunset, or if it is from a new moon to the full moon we've just been coming out of, which I think happened on your birthday, Jacinta. And we want to thank you, Carol, for bringing us just something, or being a channel for her. We appreciate her being here. So if nature is always shifting, as we have shifted from the Piscean age, and now we are the pioneers entering into the Aquarian age, right? At this cycle of the spiral of life, the vibrational energy of the whole, what is it, about 26,000 year cycle, the whole precession of the equinox, if you go through the whole constellation, you know, from Aquarius all the way around to what, Pisces? Is that it? We're starting like a whole new cycle? Is that it? It could be it. Well, so powerful. If these cycles are going on, then what causes us to hold on to these patterns that tell us that sorrow is a bad feeling, that causes us to speak negatively about ourselves, that causes us to engage in practices that are counterproductive for our health and well-being? And what motivates us to do that? And if we're going in the direction of healing and regeneration and transformation, and that's where we are, around the fire of love. That's why we call it the fire of love, because there's this transformation, and love is coming in with that infinite creative potential. Love is coming in with that prana and consciousness that is programmed for you to be what you came here to be, which is success, which is your health, which is your joy of living, which is the fullness of looking at the intentions of what the Creator has set this creation out to be. Yeah? So if that is the case, right? If that is the case, then we want to recognize. We want to recognize. I'm looking for this quote that was really powerful that I read. It was from Martin Luther King. And I'm going to get that up to read that for you, because it was something really incredible. Okay. Now this is about our theme today around participation, and considering when you participate in life in a prioritized way, right? So we can participate with what's going on in the news. We can participate with what's going on in our neighborhood, with what's going on with our friends, what's going on with our family. We can participate in our yoga class. We can participate when we make chocolate chip cookies, or we can participate in infinite number of ways. But the idea of accessing our internal guidance is to say that we're calling on the participation with our soul, because it knows everything about who we are. Our mind knows the patterns from the past that have been taken in by the five senses, what has been given to us by society that we've been born into. But there's this emerging paradigm that its energy is so new. The consciousness that the mind uses has no way of knowing what it is to live in the frequency of the Aquarian age. So there becomes this letting go of certain patterns, certain rituals. And what will emerge? We can see how yoga has emerged. We can see how, awareness of mindfulness and meditation has emerged into the mass consciousness. Yet, for some reason in our educational systems, we have not reached that place of speaking of ourselves as energy beings. It's still woo-woo. Some people might look down on that, and maybe more grounding to talk about our sorrows, to talk about our anger and our frustration and what such and such did, and look what they did. Maybe more accepting to gossip about what other people are doing or project, like what such and such didn't call me back. They must feel this way about me. We get into these old patterns, but what is emerging now? Now, I put that in your hands to consider from your point of consciousness, what's emerging for you to prioritize your focus around. That's what we're saying, the power of participation is connected to what you are focused upon, because what you're participating in is where you're focusing your efforts. It's where you're focusing your energy. I will be bold enough to say, for those of us gathering around this fire of love, our focus is to participate with our soul. In order to do that, we need to participate with that fire of love, which is connected to the breath, that conscious breathing. Focus in on how you are breathing. Number two, focus in on how you are accessing, participating with the sound of creation. How you're participating with the sound of creation. We tuned in, we participated with by articulating the sound, we're allowing our body to participate in the way it was designed to articulate the sound of each letter. And each letter being articulated has its own participation with the physical body. As you feel the navel point rise for the U sound, as you lift the pelvic floor on the A sound, as you bring the lips together for an M sound. And then all of that is connected to your energy system and how it is wired to produce certain neurotransmitters, right? Neural hormones that give you an elevated feeling. Now you're vibrating in an elevated consciousness because of the way you participated in the design. Come on, family. It's all connected to the intelligence of the oneness. So by participating with the breath consciously, participating with sound consciously, you allow yourself to be with the inner guidance system. And in that participation, you ignite the power of your being, and that turns your life around. Around, meaning the movement of life continues, no more stagnation. Around, you continue your journey around the medicine wheel, so we're not just stuck in our mental body, floating around in the limiting thoughts that have been given to us by society. We move with the flow of life, experiencing the emotion and the feeling. And then that emotion and feeling, because we're with the inner guidance, awakens us to the joy that we have a chance to liberate. So we're not just downplaying the sorrow or the circumstances that brought it on. We're saying, hey, but it is inspiring us into a creative flow, that we can write about the sorrow and see how the words begin to expand into activities of joy. And then we can post that, or we can put it in our book. So before I read this quote by Martin Luther King, let's drop into a pranayama. How y'all doing? Let me know how you're doing. Because I'm rolling and I want to make sure I pay attention to you. You all right? Let me know. Okay. All right. So we want to do this. I'm just thinking, well, this is what I can do. I can do a screenshot of this, take a shot of it, and then I can put it in the next newsletter so that you can have this. And I guess we'll do a video of it. But we're going to do this prana practice for power and control of our own caliber, right? So we step into that participation with our own soul, which is the expressor of our caliber. Right? So we move beyond limitations, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to put the thumbs on the base, right, of the pinky, that little mound on the base of the pinky. Pinky being associated with Mercury and communication. So you bring the thumb over there and you wrap the fingers around that. Then you're going to join the second segment. So it looks like that. That second segment of your phalanges, right, of your fingers. Right, and you'll hold them like this at your heart center. And you'll press them together. But just so you have an awareness of the balancing pressure. So that pressure creates an awareness of balance. And we're connecting, we're bringing the ego into communication inner. So as we have it inward, right? Bringing this communication with our soul, as we're saying it today, with that participation. Let the ego participate with the soul, right? And so here how the breath is going to flow as we close our eyes just about 1/10 open, and you're looking at the tip of the nose. And we're going to inhale through the nose. Now I'm going to say the mantra just to give us a sense of 4 seconds. And so we're going to inhale to the mantra Satanama. That's going to be the representation of our 4 seconds. So it's going to be an inhale through the nose for 4 seconds. Satanama. Exhale through the mouth. Satanama. Inhale through the mouth. Satanama. Exhale through the nose. Satanama. Inhale through the nose. Satanama. Exhale through the mouth. Satanama. Inhale through the mouth. Satanama. Exhale through the nose. Satanama. Inhale through the nose. Satanama. Exhale through the mouth. Satanama. Inhale through the mouth. Satanama. Exhale through the nose. Satanama. Inhale through the nose. Satanama. Exhale through the mouth. Satanama. In mouth. Satanama. Exhale nose. Satanama. Inhale nose. Satanama. Exhale mouth. Satanama. Inhale mouth. Satanama. Exhale nose. Satanama. Inhale nose. Satanama. Exhale mouth. Satanama. Inhale mouth. Satanama. Exhale nose. Satanama. Inhale nose. Satanama. Exhale mouth. Satanama. In nose, in mouth. Satanama. Exhale nose. Satanama. In nose. Satanama. Out mouth. Satanama. In mouth. Out nose. In nose. Out mouth. In mouth. Out nose. In nose. Out mouth. Last time out mouth. Last time in the nose. Hold the breath at top. Lift your arms up. Stretch your fingers out. As if you can lift yourself off the ground. Sip a little air. Hold. If it's comfortable for you, lift the muscles of the pelvic floor. Squeeze. Squeeze your body. Feel strong. Exhale out the mouth. Pull the arms up. Inhale. Through the nose, really reach. Hold the breath, the tongue on the top of the mouth, and really squeeze. Sip some air. Squeeze. Exhale out the mouth. Pull the arms up. Last time, squeeze all the air out. Hold it out for a moment. Deep inhale through the nose. Really reach, really stretch between the vertebrae at the top. Hold. Tongue to the roof of the mouth. Squeeze. Press the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Feel yourself elevate. Grow like a tree into the center of creation. Sip some air. Hold. Feel the fire of love within you as you take in that energy, transforming all that needs to be transformed. Let the mind go. And just allow love to transform you. Exhale. Shake, shake, shake. Clear out around your mind. Clear it out. Ears, eyes, nose, mouth, throat, heart. Clear it out. Sweep yourself clean. Face the palm up. Touch the ring finger and the thumb. Matter of fact, touch the pinky and the thumb, since we're working on that communication between the ego and the soul. Feel the love the soul has for your identity. You take in this breath, feeling the softness, the intimacy of it coming into the center of your being. That you are loved, taken care of. Feel the stillness. With this breath and that practice, activating those higher centers, the heavenly centers, pituitary and pineal, so that you have the ability to access your inner guidance. In order to do it, notice we participated with the body, we participated with the design of creation that has been passed on to us by the ancient ones who contemplated who we are and what capacities we have. But we participate with the practice of breathing consciously. And it is guaranteed, just like you put one watermelon seed in your hand and you put another watermelon seed in your hand and it gives you two watermelon seeds. Or if you participate with the earth and put those 2 watermelon seeds into the earth, and then you add water, and participate with that water. You, the key today, my beloveds, you are at the core of life. So if there are experiences that are unpleasant, counterproductive, know that you are the one at the center of the wheel that can turn it around. Turn your life around. You are the one. I asked the master number 22. I know it's intense out there. I know life is coming your way. And it's a powerful experience. I know there's a lot of energy because that's what happens when things change. Carol knows, she's a mother. When children make those transitions, it's powerful. All kind of things come out when children make changes. Evolutionary changes I'm speaking about. It's the same in us when we're making these evolutionary changes. Sometimes we might feel sorrowful. We might feel like, man, my birthday is in this month as well. Feeling at 59, I feel like, man, I feel like I have so much to learn. I haven't learned anything. Why am I still feeling this way? Cancel, delete. We're feeling this way, so we can participate with our soul. I'm feeling this way, so I can participate with my soul. What do you need me to do? Just that conversation right there is drawing you into the guidance and out of your mind. So if, as we begin to recap, 1, if you have a sense that you have not been paying attention to your breath, then you know you have not been consciously participating. The power of participation is just dropped in, is consciously participating. Right? Okay. I promised you I would read these words from Martin Luther King, and they really touched home because he wrote them in the town where my mother lives, Birmingham, Alabama, when he was in jail for the protests that he was said to be the organizer of, targeted as the leader of that. So he says, all I am saying is simply this, that all life is interrelated, that somehow we're caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one affects all indirectly. For some strange reason, I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. This is the interrelated structure of reality. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., written in Birmingham jail. Well, family, how about those soul nutrients? How about that soul food? Coming in from our ancestors, these seeds of truth. All right, so our overall theme has been about accessing the inner guidance for successful living. You had an assignment to describe that successful living. What is it for you from your point of consciousness? And as one of the chambers within that successful living, there is a sense that what allows that successful living to emerge and present itself, that we need to participate. Now, the power of that participation we're saying today is participating with our soul. That when we access that inner guidance, that access is participation. Yeah, that successful living is participation. And what does that do when we're participating with our essence? And check out your life. Check out, where are you participating more with how you're being stimulated, or do you balance that out with participating with your essence? Sometimes that essence might be a flavor. That essence might be the way we are touched or how we touch another, physically and subtly, right, with our thoughts. Social media is all about that, right? How we mentally touch each other. So be aware of this as a love assignment. Be aware of how you participate in this experience of life. Is there a balance between the way you participate with your soul and how you participate with the energies that stimulate your body? Looking at this nervous system and its receptors taking in information through stimulation. Yeah? And then there's an inner nervous system that is also stimulated by your soul. And this is where inspiration emerges from. This is where intuition emerges from. And this is where the inner guidance emerges from. So consider that we're saying consciously breathing, engaging in breathing exercises is a way to have a balanced experience. You're experiencing the receptors, taking something in from creation, and you're also stimulating the receptors designed to give you life, turning your life around with every breath. Then activate yourself with sound, whether that is silently chanting as you breathe throughout your day or sitting down for a chant session where you may do 11-minute mantra meditation. I encourage that. I'm encouraging that for myself. As we are moving closer to spring, the sun is growing in the sky and life is changing from moment to moment, but there's a great shift happening right now as we're moving towards spring, which means the energy is going to grow more as the sun grows higher in the sky, and it's going to show up in the consciousness of society. So we prepare ourselves to know what to do by going inward. All right, family, go in. As we like to say, tune in. Tune in to the fire of love. Y'all all right? I'm going to respect your time today. Stay tuned. This week is coming some announcements of some immersions that are bubbling to prepare us for the spring equinox. So stay tuned to that. All right. All good. Okay. Love you all. Thank you so much for anchoring in this space. And tell all your friends and family that we gather here. I know I've got some reports that it is a challenging time of the day for some folks, but we'll think about if we shift time. But for now, this is where we'll gather and just call on our community and step into that a download of our ancestor, Martin Luther King, who is expressing that we have this space here so everyone can be what we've come here to be. And so I step up to be what I come here to be, so you can step up to be who you came here to be. Yeah, and we'll do that together and share this space with others. All right, family. Till next Wednesday, if it is the Creator's will, I'll see you. And as we pray out with our vision, capturing that vision of all children having clean water in a safe, loving conscious environment to grow in. And we know if they have that, then the caretakers, the caregivers of those children are taken care of, as we see them with a safe sanctuary to grow and live, to have everything they need to do the things they want to serve their soul, and everything they want to do the things they need to serve their soul. You see this. What is the feeling of this vision for you? Let's carry it throughout our day, maybe throughout our life, so that we can be that force that manifests the creative experience of all children having clean water to take care of themselves, for food to be grown, and sanctuaries to be built. We ask this for all our family and all our relations. For home the takoyas. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Sadnam. Hallelujah. We love you. Long, long time. Years and years without tears or fears, family. Okay. Go on out and spread that love. We'll see you next week. Creator willing. Thank you for your presence.